Welcome again to all the viewers of Good Morning DRC TV. We just want to bring you an update in terms of what is happening between the countries that are involved in the conflict of the Democratic Republic of Congo. Now, you can see President Kagame here, as we understand at the moment that there is now a conflict, not even conflict, but war of words between President Kagame and the President of South Africa, President Ramafoza. And this is because from what I hear, is the fact that the president of South Africa made a call to President Kagame, basically asking him to make sure at least to get him to understand that what he is doing in the Democratic Republic of Congo is not right. Because as I mentioned in my previous video, if you watched it, is the fact that 13 of the soldiers from South Africa have already lost their lives in this conflict in the DRC, because they are part of the mission group that was sent from the Union of African Leaders to go into DRC and help them so they can protect the infrastructure and also to protect the people, civilians, from any, basically any conflict. And this would be part of the peacekeeping missions in the Democratic Republic of Congo, but it's not part of the United Nations, but this would have come from a few of the countries that have formed alliance in Africa. Now, from what I understand is the fact that President Ramafoza called Kagame yesterday and told him in no uncertain terms that what he's doing in the Democratic Republic of Congo is wrong. But it seems like Kagame did not like that conversation. And here you can look and understand that he's basically saying to the South Africans, like, yes, you are pretending. You are basically fighting alongside the DRC. You are working with President Tshisekedi. You are trying basically to pretend that you haven't taken sides. But I don't really understand what Kagame is saying, but he only knows. But from what we can see, from what the world can see, is the fact that the M23 is not from Rwanda, as Kagame has said. If that is the case, but why is he involved in the conflict in the DRC? This is the question that so many people are asking. Now, the reason why South African president is putting pressure on him, because he has no business getting involved in what is happening in the DRC, because if we say this is an internal matters, this is a rebellion from the Congolese people, then why do they have to bring Kagame over Rwanda in this matter? So this is what Kagame is basically going on about the conflict. And South Africa, obviously, they're not happy about this at all. So we can see tension already building here. And in South Africa, people are not happy because they said they're losing more of their soldiers. They're paying a heavy price. Now, this, I understand, is the relationship that South Africa has with the Democratic Republic of Congo. They have good relations. And between them, they want to support each other. And not only that, but they also understand that South Africans have gone through a lot. They understand what it means to come under pressure. They know what is happening. They understand the role that the United Nations play. Now, look, the Security Council, all they're doing in 48 hours, they have called 2 meetings already to talk about what is happening in the DRC. What we know so far is that the Security Council, they are not using strong terms. They are not using sanctions. They are not rebuking Kagame for what he's doing. Now, they only know the reason as why they are doing it, because somehow Kagame is serving them. All these soldiers that we see going around in GOMA at the moment, now these are not obviously Congolese, but we understand that there are military servicemen from Rwanda, but they are now in the DRC, and MONUSCO has done nothing to stop them. You know, history will tell us that MONUSCO is not there to protect civilians. And Kagame is keep going on about this issue, saying, why do you blame us? Why do you come to talk to us about this? What is happening in the DRC has to do with the Congolese government. They must come into a table and negotiate with M23. Now, one wonders, if it is true what Kagame is saying, that the M23, these are not Rwandese, but they are Congolese, then what business does he have to poke his nose into the affair of another nation? Now, what we understand, the FDLR, which happened to be the Interamwe, which were involved in the genocide that took place in Rwanda, apparently some of those that fled into the Democratic of Congo have now or are becoming a threat to Kagame's regime. So hence he wants to fight the Interamwe in the DRC. Now, you can understand that it's been almost 30 years now that these so-called Interamwe crossed into the DRC. Now, all this time, they have always been trying to fight the Interamwe. Now, when will that come to a close? We don't know. But Kagame knows, and he understands that he cannot continue to do what he's doing in the Congo. He can say whatever he wants to, but it is absolutely clear, as everybody knows and everybody understand, that this situation brings it to bear that Kagame is playing a dirty role for the Western world. Now, they are taking the minerals by the tons and tons, and it's going via Rwanda to the Western world. Now, as I said, if this tension continues to rise between South Africa and Rwanda, because Kagame is basically saying, okay, so you want to take side. If you want, okay, bring it on. I'm ready to take on Tshisekedi. I'm ready to take on Ramafoza. I'm ready to take on Burundi. I'm ready for you guys. Because obviously the man is banking on his support that he gets from the US, from Great Britain, from France, from Belgium, and from all these countries, because these are the powers that are backing him up to do what he's doing there. No matter what happens at the United Nations or at the Security Councils, people will say things, but they will not act on them. This is true, because if you watch my previous video, President Tshisekedi gave his speech to the nation yesterday, and in a coded way, he told them that you must take matters into your own hands. You cannot wait for the United Nations or the Security Council to say this, because they won't do it. It's been going on for years and they haven't come to a cross in this situation. We'll bring you more information as they come again. Take care. Bye-bye.